So this worksheet here, you're going to do a bunch of things culminating in writing in figured bass, which is going to seem small after everything else. We're going to transpose the trumpet 1, 2, and French horn to concert pitch, which means we're going to take these transposed parts here. You see they have different key signatures because they're transposed. And we're going to rewrite them here in concert pitch, or what they would sound like at the piano. Once we've done that, then we're going to analyze the chords, and we're in the key of D minor for the Roman numerals that go along here. Then finally, if we find a triad that has not got the lowest note, in other words, the tuba line, as the root of the chord, then we're going to add the figured bass numbers, which is 6 if the third is in the bass, and 6, 4, one on top of each other, if the fifth is in the bass. And I will help you with the beginning of these, and then you have to do the rest on your own. So let's start with transpose and rewrite the trumpets. Now, there is audio for this, and you should play that a bunch of times and get used to how this sounds. And then, come down here and do this. But we're just going to start. Remember, a B flat trumpet means that when the trumpet plays this, or looks and sees a C and plays a C, it actually sounds like a B flat, a whole step down. So in other words, these notes in this key are a whole step too high compared to what's on the piano, right? So we have to write all of this stuff down, the key and the notes, a whole step. So currently we're in E minor with 1 sharp, and we want to go to D minor. Now fortunately D minor is already written for us right there. So I'm just going to put the key signature in here, right? And I'm going to do the same thing for the second trumpet as well. And I need to take these notes down as well. So this B will now be written as an A, and that B will also be written as an A right there. And this G will get written as an F, and this F sharp will get written as an E right there. And because we changed the key signature, it takes care of whether it's a whole step or a half step. It'll be a whole step. Okay? Then the horn is a little different. The horn is an F, which means that when it sees a C and plays it, sounds like an F below on the piano or in concert pitch, which means that these notes are a perfect fifth too high. Key of C, key of A minor, right, will come down and become D minor. So the adding the key signature and knowing what key we're going to is not that hard, but getting your intervals correct, we have to make sure we do that. So remember, this note here, although the horn plays it and calls it an A and plays it, actually sounds a fifth lower, which is the D right there. So we have to write that down a fifth. And then this note right here, sophomore stop, so I'm going to pick up where it was. This note here, which was an E, has to be written a fifth below. So that E will become way down there, become an A. Just like that. Now, if we play these notes on the piano, they will sound like when the instruments play them there. You're going to do that for all of this. Remember, if a note is sharped, you have to say, well, that's a raised note. What does the raised note look here? It might be sharp, but it might be like taking away the B flat or something. So you'll have to think about that as you do this. And there's sharp notes there, sharp notes there. Usually that has to do with being a 5 chord, right? Okay, so now you will continue and do that for the whole thing. And now we will analyze the chords. Now I just want to cheat a little bit and say if I'm in the key of D minor, then D, F, A is my 1 chord, and my 5 chord is going to be A, C sharp, and E harmonic minor, right? I think these are all triads because we're interested in just triads for figured bass. So as I look here, I've got a D and an A and a D and an F and an A. That's clearly a 1 chord, right? D chord. Since it's minor, I'm going to put a lowercase 1 right there. Now when we look right here, we've got a C sharp and an A and an A and an E and an A, C sharp and E, right? This is my 5 chord. It's a major chord, so I'm going to use an uppercase Roman numeral. But notice that the A is not the lowest note. It's the lowest note in terms of spelling, root, third, fifth, but in the actual voicing of the sound, what we wrote here, the lowest note being played is the C sharp, which is the third. So I'm going to put a 6 right there. Don't worry about what that means too much right now. Just get used to doing that. Now you're going to go and do that for the rest of these. And so when you come across a chord, you're going to have to say, well, what number is it in my D minor scale? Is it major, minor, diminished, right? And then write the number with the correct upper or lowercase numeral. And then ask yourself, is the root in the tuba line or the lowest line? If so, you don't have to do anything. That means root positions, just playing out that chord with the root in the bass. If the third, like in this case, was the lowest note, then you have to write a 6. And if you find a chord with the fifth as the lowest note in the tuba line, then you would write a 6-4 beside whatever number you do there. We're just getting practice on that. Okay? And that's your homework right there. Have fun with that. And don't forget to listen to the sounds. There's audio for this. It's very important that you know the sounds of what you're working on. Get used to that as a habit.